continuing on today with the 54 Ford. I posted some pictures on my Instagram page, Rick's_oldtimegarage, or Facebook Old Time Garage. There was a bunch of rust here. I cut this out. So what I'm doing with this car is he just wants to clean it up and freshen up the black paint. So I'm only going to be grinding out areas where I see it's bubbling. It was bubbling there, took care of it, put a piece in. Got to grind it down, but there we go. It's all nicely welded there, all put in place. Now what I see is it's bubbling here. So we got some rust we got to take care of here, so we're going to be cutting this out. I always grind way past where I need to go. Obviously it's got some rust happening up in here, down in here, so we're going to take care of the dog leg, typical situation. The one thing I always do that a lot of people don't is underneath these lips, nobody ever cleans them up. Like even on a quick cleanup job, like I consider this car a quick cleanup job because we're not stripping it to bare metal. So the problem is with something like a car like this is that I grind it back way beyond the point of the rust. I'll cut that out and replace that, but what's to say that up in here, anywhere, it's not going to be rusting there in a year from now? You don't know unless you strip this stuff down. But we're going to get this cut out of here, deal with this situation. But whether I'm doing a quick cleanup, which is what I call this, or I'm doing a frame off restoration, even on quick cleanups, we always clean the lips under here, and a lot of shops don't. They would just clean it out here and leave it here, and I hate that. It all flakes, it's all coming off. You always should clean up under here. It's the first place I look at a car when I go to look at a car. I'm not looking at the body, I'm looking at the lips and see if someone took attention to clean that kind of stuff where they should. Just like I'll go all the way under here. So we're going to start cutting this out and going from there right now. See if we can't get that taken care of here. Okay, so like I said, I'm grinding all the way across. You can see I've got one patch already made, in place, done. I'm grinding all underneath here. I'm fixing it because all the chips are here. And then of course there's a dent back in here. I don't know if you can see it, where the rust is. It's dented there, so we'll come and grind up in that area. But cleaning it all up because that's where the rust occurs. So I've got this patch in. Now I've got to make a patch for down in there. Sorry about the filming, it's a little crowded here. You can see I got a floorboard here and the car here, and it's trying to rain outside. So I'm trying to do my best in this small corner. But there we go, that is what's coming along so far. So, away we go with some more. Alright, here we go. It's squished in here. Anyway, you can see I've got this all welded in now. Good and solid. So that's all in there. Got the curve going nicely. Fits the door nice. So that's all done, nice and solid. So I'm going to come back here, or like I say, you can see there's a dent here. That's all surface rusting. So I'm going to grind all this out of here, because this dent comes all the way up to, comes all the way up to here. So you want to make sure we clean all this off, because this surface rust has gotten up underneath the paint. Just want to get all that shit out of there. So that's my next step. And then basically I've taken care of this corner, and taken care of this quarter panel, as long as there's no rust there. And that's the rocker that needs the major work. But I'm just trucking along on the old 54 Ford. Is going along. Now Rowan, if you're out there watching, I gotta say something to you. Your rear bumpers here and the chrome on it is absolutely magnificent. And I took your rear bumper guards in yesterday, the station wagon ones. You said you liked the square ones. And then I said about your front ones. Your front ones, I took those down too because they're painted silver. They look like shit. But the problem is, I'm going to tell you something, buddy. Think long and hard about it. You should just chrome the front bumper, because it's going to look like ass with those new guards and that shitty old chrome bumper. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, let's get back to work on your car. Alright, so as you can see, I got this all ground down where the dent was. Like I say, there was body filler there, and the water had gotten under it, so I just had to get rid of that. Get rid of it completely. It's just a dent. What we'll do is we'll put our uni-spotter on there. It's like a thing that heats up and puts a stud on, and you pull out with a slide hammer. We'll pull that dent out. Still needs some body work, but won't need as much filler as what was in there. Got all the patches welding along there. Now what I'm going to start doing is, like I say, it's kind of tight in here for me to, well, I can zoom in a bit. I'm going to start grinding down the rocker, seeing how bad it is along here. I did grab a rocker for there. We'll see what goes on there. That's our next step. And that's about it. So that's what we're doing there. Now Sean, he's over here working on, you remember the Mercury crew cab this frame is for. He's over here working on the one and final last door that needed some body work. Here we go, you can see him in here working away. He also primered up the blazer today. There we go. Doing the bodywork on the inside of this door. Turning out really nice. And then we got the blazer. We got some primer on that today. Gonna let it dry up for a few days now. That's it. Got some spots on the other side that the owner decided to address. Here we are. Looking good. Remember, I had the holes here for the spare tire. That's all welded up, gone. So we're going to be painting these top pieces too, and then the lower half. But he's not doing the rest of the truck. The rest of the truck is later on. He just wants to drive the truck now for the summer, and then he's going to blow it apart in the winter, and then I guess it might come back for the major paint and body. So I'm going to continue grinding away here on the little 54. Maybe we'll go in the shop and we'll show you what Mike's been working on too. But before we do that, I just got to clean up a little bit of my mess here. Okay, before we go in and see what Mike's working on, I did start grinding away down here. And of course the front fender is going to need a little bit of a patch and some work too. And of course I was just grinding the rocker to see what was going on. I did get a rocker for it, but it's quite thick. If you can see down there, it's like a ½ inch or more thick of Bondo. So we're going to be cutting the rocker off and fixing that. So putting the new one on. But before I get carried away, the next step is get this car in the air, and I'll cut that out and take care of that on that fender. And if you remember this car, many videos back, we had cleaned it underneath and wrapped the whole underneath and took care of all the rust underneath the car. It was a big deal. Anyway, we never did do up in the front wheel well housings yet, so I got to get that done and throw some grease under there, grease everything up in the front end, and away we go. So I still got to do that. So when I get the car up in the air, that's a good time to tackle that too. Now Mike, he was working away here on the poncho. We're just going to town on this car because I'm hoping to get this car out of here within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So he started, if you remember, he started welding all that in. You saw it the other day with nothing there. And he's kind of got this side just sort of spot welded in. So he's doing good. He's doing good. This is going to turn out really nice. So he's got lots to do. Keep him busy there. So that's it. So that is what's happening here at the old shop on this what is it, Wednesday? On this we'll call it Wicked Wednesday. Why not? Wicked Wednesday, right? My buddy knew a girl, her name was Wicked Wendy. Said my buddy told me stories about her. He said she would stab people with a fork in the middle of the night when they were sleeping if she didn't like them. Ha! Anyway, remember, it's always a good time and old time. See you later.